Welcome everybody. Chess Blitz casual with live commentary. We survived the nightmare simul yesterday. My first COVID simul. Thanks for not taking it easy on me. I'm going to award the title of Ponda Master to Morales, our first Ponda Master. Okay, we've got, that's a correspondence game. So Repun is challenging me to 5+3. Good morning, I love Monday. What's everybody doing here? Okay. I thought I was symptom free, but I'm finding it hard to talk. Alright, let's go. Repun. It's so hard to say that. Repun. Let's go. Man, I lost the nightmare game in your favorite variation to the Morales. He's studied your games carefully and improved to earn the title of Ponda Master. Don't tell me he's not here. He didn't think I was here. I'm late every day now because of my illness. And he just isn't in the building. It's like the boy who cried wolf. One day I actually show up almost on time, accept his challenge, and he's not here to play. There he is. So. I've got to get revenge for my... I've got to avenge myself. Dr. Trip Chance. Dr. Trip Chance. I saw you watching some other chess streamer. I'm spying on you. Some chick is streaming, but she doesn't know she's in check or something. See, that's the problem. I know all the rules and everything. It's just boring. I mean, I really, you know, chess is much more interesting when it's new to you. You know. Problem with being a master, everything is like old and boring. It's much more fun when you don't even know the rules. All right. So this is the game with Morales Master. Bishop b5. Yeah, man, I mean, if I have to, I might have to start playing bishop b4 check here. If I lose again with this variation. I mean, I don't know. I always thought, okay, it's lame to play bishop b4 check. It does seem lame. But maybe lame is better if you're going to play this. Otherwise, we need an entirely different approach. Morales is claiming that he studied, like, Yubaba. I think it's a weird choice for Yubaba, actually. A little too classical. The doctor is in the house. All right, I'm glad that your fight though. You know, it's always unpleasant when you have this like tension hanging over you. I mean, I had that with a poker player. I hate that, you know. Like you're dreading seeing them because there's got to be like a continuation of this unpleasant fight, you know. There's no resolution when something's not resolved. I mean, it's kind of like keeping the tension in a chess game. You don't want to give in, but the other side doesn't want to give in. I mean, I realize your situation is different. But I'm glad it was resolved so you can focus on chess and veterinary medicine again. All right, so yesterday against Morales, he played the same line. My only practice being against Repun here. See, this is what I was talking about yesterday. Morales claimed he was playing Jababa right? But this is the Jababa move, actually, or Yababa, whatever. Depends if you're American or European how you say that, but dude, h3 is the move that Yababa used. Morales played bishop e3, which is actually like the main line. I think the h3 is the secret Yababa move. And then f6. And then knight c3. So on bishop e3, I could have played bishop g4 yesterday against Morales. I'm almost tempted to play like knight e7. I mean, can you maneuver over here? But h3 is so slow, and that bishop looks ridiculous on b5. I wonder if knight e7 is actually played. I mean, it's obviously abandoning pressure from the center, so there's something fundamentally wrong about it. Another interesting move is knight b4. Doesn't seem right. Interesting is another way of saying bad. I realized at some point when I was teaching chess that I had this habit of... Someone called me out on it once. I have this habit of... Whenever a noob like asks a question and I want to be polite, I always say, oh, well, it's interesting. But it isn't meant to be like that. Interesting is meant to be like the chess informant annotations. You know, interesting should indicate something like genuinely interesting. Interesting shouldn't mean that it's bad, you know, but I realized I had a tendency to do that. Yeah. Well, I guess he would retreat back with bishop d3 at some point, and then it's a different game. So the same as my game with Morales, except I have an extra tempo to do what I want here. Am I crazy? No, the game with Morales was different. You know what? Wait, how was that? Now I don't remember. No, somehow Morales' bishop came back to e2? We'll have to check later. Anyway, the guy played 11 CPL. Just devastating. He played bishop e2. That's why I was so confused. Yeah. So that's why he didn't need to play h3. But I still don't think it's Yababa. It's not Yababa. This is Yababa. Bishop b5 and h3. That's specific variation. Exactly. Yeah, Morales played bishop e2. So I guess I hadn't faced that before. Not quite sure what I'm doing here. Yeah, so you actually saw the game. Wow. Ripun did his homework. You weren't here for the simul. How do you even... What did you do? Like, check my games? Or you just... You saw it, but usually it's late for you. Pawn takes e5. Yeah, how bad is this? Bad. The point of bishop e6 is like, well, I'm not sure it's good, but holding up d5 so that I don't have to get rifled on this diagonal. I thought about playing pawn takes d4 in this position. It seems kind of nuts. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. Alright, well, we just gotta make moves. I have problems making decisions, obviously. I'm a decision maker. This is not a great position. Same problems as Morales. I lose control e5. It's very Nunosevichian. In life also, yes. I shouldn't say... I should say that's how I lost a piece once against him. I should say choices. Maybe that's a better... I should have played a6, of course. Does it matter? I guess not. Alright. Instead of decisions, I guess it might be easier to say I have trouble making choices, it seems like. So not Timex. It's easy for you, Timex. Say play quick. You're a watch. It's Monday morning. I like using my time. I hate this variation. And I can think of more excuses. I have COVID. I might as well just put my bishop on a7. It's gonna get hit if I play c5. That was a good choice to put it on a7, basically. Well, it was an idea anyway. Yeah, it's a good game by White. He played well. He knows what he's doing. I'm worse. But I've been worse the whole game. I mean, I never equalized. This variation is just driving me nuts. I mean, I'm not an e45 player. I'm trying to learn, honestly. Wow. I'm like one pawn down. I feel like I'm 6 pawns down. Same thing as the game with Morales last night. The E5 square. It's his favorite square too. It's like ironic. Every single game the guy controls E5. How can you play an entire game of chess where every opening you play is based on the E5 square? One square. Oh no. You're seriously gonna do that to me in time pressure? Beg me to join your team? Oh my god, that's so inappropriate. It's tough to play boring positions with an opponent enjoys. I mean, I'll take a draw here. You're clearly better, of course. It's unclear if black can draw. Probably this is very close to winning for white. With no rooks on the board, it would probably be a draw. But with the rooks on, it's a model example of just about winning if white has very good technique. No, I mean, you played well. I can't say it was a good game for me. I have a serious problem with this variation. I mean, I don't know. I might have to start playing the two knights defense. I mean, it's horrible. You know, maybe it's just better to play the two knights defense. Yeah, but the other variation is like no winning chances at all. I mean, seriously. Look at the opening explorer. I'm curious, which is a higher winning percentage, bishop c5 or knight f6? Yeah, that's not a coincidence. I'm not surprised by this stat here. If you look, knight f6 has a higher winning percentage, also a much higher losing percentage, but less draws, you know, significantly less draws if you play knight f6. First of all. Secondly, you know, besides the Evans Gambit and stuff, the problem is this variation with e5. There's 5 games with knight e4. I've got to find another way to play here. Knight e4. Knight e4, bishop d5, knight f2. Wow. Alexandra and Juliana Turbit played this. This like loses for black. And no one knows the refutation. Or it's not really. Wow, what is this? What's the deal with this? Like, seriously. Juliana just won the Hungarian Women's Championship or something? One of them. Yeah, this is unsound, apparently. Wow. So no one knows that move. What the hell do you play if you don't play knight takes c4, f5? My god. Knight takes f2, king takes f2. Abasov played this. D takes c3 check. Wow. Wait, that's to play king g3, that's the best move. C takes b2, bishop takes b2. Yeah, this isn't good. It isn't good. Anyway, just wanted to see that. But what are we gonna do? Welcome, Jim. Knight g8. Novelty. With the idea of 97. I'm just trying to think, is there any way black can play for a win here whatsoever on move 10? It's like hopeless. So obviously bishop e7 is interesting. Of course, black's never won a game in the history of man. Bishop e4 check. Oof. Look at white's winning percentage after bishop e4 check. It's just a worse move. You have to play bishop e6. Okay, and now castles. So castles is kind of rare. h3. You know, so Ripun, you're misplaying the move order here. You're supposed to play h3 before even castles, according to Yubaba. The world according to Yubaba. Yeah, no, this is the same line, but Morales did a different line. Morales claimed Yubaba variation, but it's not. This is his move. This system with h3 and bishop on b5. So it's funny how rare castles is. There's actually like not very many games here. And now we transpose. All right. And then I know, you know, Ripun has had games. So f6 is a normal move. We had a couple games of that already. Instead I played this. It's a novelty. Knight c3. f6. Bishop e3. Yeah, so I suggested this. Or wait, I suggested it on the previous move, right? That's an actual move? 97 has been played in 4 games. It was played by Alexandrov against the 1900. Alexandrov versus 1900. I mean, nice matchup. Slight mismatch. F5 is basically the same thing as F6. So 97 is playable. Yeah, I expected something like bishop d3. Yeah, this is better than what I did. It also clears the way for c5. It's kind of like a open Roy Lopez. Man, I really played this badly. Now f5 is my best move. This is still reasonable. I missed a win. Oh, a 1-move win. Yeah. That's surprising. Well, I looked at rook f3. You see, that's the problem. Repun. But I was down to like 10 seconds at this point. I literally like thought about rook f3. But it doesn't do anything. Like, you don't have to take it. You have to find rook h1. I mean, I wasn't sure about this, you know. But I didn't stop to reverse the concept to bishop takes h3. Yeah, that's pretty direct. Knight takes c6 was a horrible move. I thought actually bishop a7 was a mistake. But you're clearly better here. I can't play c5 without just dropping a pawn with tempo. Yeah, I mean, I'm in bad position. It's just a 1-move mistake. But the opening is what interests me. You know? How the heck does black play for a win in this line? Castles is good. And then f6. I should just play f6. Or maybe 97. The opening is just horrible for black. I mean, objectively trying to win. Jim, welcome. Asterbate, good morning, welcome. You know, I mean, the e45 is not my repertoire. I'm just trying to learn more classical openings. So, like, I was playing in an hourly Blitz tournament the other day on my other account. And I mean, if I play like classical openings, my performance rating is like 2300. I'm literally like 300 points weaker if I play e4, e5, d4, d5, you know, and e4 with white every game. It takes about 300 rating points off my strength. Playing, especially like the worst is e4, e5 with black. Do I have a secret account? No. It's not secret. I know what it is. All right. Only a few people know it, and I had to kill them. Jim playing the semi-Tarash. That's weird. Asteroid, are you awake? Asteroid, if you know, DM me. Asteroid would be dead if he knew. Bishop f5 is popular. What is that? Here we go again. Is it with this thing? People doing this type of move. Oh my god. That can't be right, master. Yeah, but they're trying to do it against me in similar positions, even to move earlier. I had a game in my simul yesterday. Bishop f5 in the Panov open position. I mean, it's bad trying to do it too early in some Slav Queen's Gambits, but really, in an even more open position. Does this make sense? Well, it stops Queen a5 check and some versions of bishop takes, or bishop b4 check. Knight d5 doesn't do anything. Bishop f4, he just plays bishop d6. I mean, there appears to be nothing special for me here. It sort of reminds me of the c3 Sicilian. White is slightly better, but he's getting out. See, the problem with Jim is that he plays insanely quickly. He's very strong in bullet. It's up to 2274. But he makes practical decisions quickly. Though not perfect, you know. Good enough. Here we go. I feel like Morales. I have control of the e5 square. For whatever that's worth. Morales would be proud. Did you win a piece with f6? He shouldn't have listened to Feingold. He listens to Feingold too much. Jim's constantly watching Feingold videos. It's Monday morning. God. See, that's the problem though. What he makes up for in speed, he's like missing moves often, you know, like really easy one move wins and stuff. Horrible. Yeah, but I heard he's kind of crazy. I don't know, Ben. You know, we never really like traveled in the same circles. I mean, I know him, but I mean, like, just on a very surface level. Feingold is from like Michigan, and I mean, I lived my whole life on the East Coast, and I you know, would see him at tournaments occasionally, and we played a couple times, but I never had a conversation with Feingold beyond like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know. No, I always thought he looked like a giant hamster. Or sort of like a giant guinea pig. Raccoon, I never thought of that. I mean no disrespect to my guinea pigs. Damn. But I have nothing against him. You know, he's just kind of controversial. He's always been civil with me. It just occurred to me that, like, c6 is hanging, but it's not. Half man, half hamster, half raccoon. He definitely has the animal about him. Wait, what's up with like rook c1 here? I'm learning from Morales. It's all about the e5 square. He could have just won a piece with f6. But that's Feingold's golden rule, where you never play f6. See how stupid it is? Except when it wins a piece by force, you know, on move 10 or something. Even like knight d3 was covered by the bishop on f5. There was like literally nothing I could do. Horrible. Jim is like dropping a pawn. I don't know, my queen is kind of out of position. Bishop f4 was also sus, do you think? Like losing a piece by force? Well, it was a good positional idea. I mean, look at this opening. What the heck is bishop f5? You resign prematurely, of course. I'm not sure that black is lost there. In a heavy piece ending, come on. Jim respects my endgame technique, but I'm not sure. Whoa, how's there only 9 games? From this position, what is up here? What? Wow, are you serious? Like, this is a bad move order? Patrick Mary. Oh shit, Fatachnik against the guy I played this summer. Was it last year already? I can't even keep track of what year it is. Fatachnik had this against this guy from El Salvador that I played in an IM tournament. It's a bad move order. Wow, e4, knight takes c3, c takes d, and I'm too fast with d5. It never even occurred to me. You can't do this? It's Tal Tchaikovsky. But if I'm not careful, I'm just going to transpose into like a mainline semi-tarrasch. Now we're transposing into a mainline semi-tarrasch. What the heck? So why is this so bad? I mean, can I play d5? This is weird, man. You can play e6, a3. That's crazy. So there's no way to take advantage of it. Are you serious? Why is this so bad? Valery Filipov? Yeah, I lost against him in like 1999 in the semi-Slav. Say hi for me. So, the Moscow variation. Overextended my center again. A3. Yeah, it's not that bad. Anyways, so we just play this, and it's a Panov. And now, bishop f5 in the Panov. Wow. This is an actual move. Bishop f5 in the Panov is 13 games, has a good score, and it's engine number 1 move. You know, that's like playing bishop f5 in the c3 Sicilian, which I was doing. I mean, Miles played this, like, famously. Well, I thought he did, but I don't see any games now. This is weird, man. I can't believe, like, bishop e6 is even good. I mean, people are using computers more and more, but there's games here going back to 2015. It's hard to believe that bishop e6 is even good. Knight g5, queen b6. That's a nice Prohashka used it in 2019. Longtime Caro-Kann guy. This is weird, obviously, for black. But bishop f5 was... Well, I didn't think it could be good. Van Foreest. Pelletier, 2021. It was played as far back as 1979. But again, like, I've never faced this, I don't think. Charles Hertan. What about Charlie? Charlie wouldn't play bishop f5. Daniel Gurevich. What happened to that guy? Van Foreest randomly played this. Yeah, so like bishop e5 is the best move. Black plays e6. And now the engine claims queen a4, knight e5. Well, I mean, that's what I played. Queen a4 is better than knight e5 somehow. I mean, obviously castles is principled. Knight e5 is inaccurate. This is what Jumabayev did. There was a game with the Dutch master, Van Delft. Rook c8. So that's a coincidence? I think not. I mean, both games are Dutch guys, and one is Van Delft in 2015. Rook c8. Queen b3 after bishop f5. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, knight b4 is the question. Can we deal with this face hugger? I mean, what are you going to do about knight c2? You're going to have to allow knight c2. I don't think knight h4 works here, you know. No. Of course. No, it's a problem. That's why I can't do queen b3 first. I mean, I looked at it. Do knight h4. Yeah, this is the future of the Caro-Kann. The engine likes bishop c4 better, or does it? Not clear. Bilyakov. Today is Oleg Romanishin's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So Oleg is 70. The living legend. One of the greatest contributors to like modern opening theory. "70 years old. The Russians will bring special players," he said to me. Notice he calls them Russians. All right. Bishop c4, bishop e5. Bishop e5. e6. Queen a4, knight e5, whatever. Here. Yeah, now obviously queen c7 is a mistake. Yeah, I expected rook c8. I castle, and it's a game. So Jim, interesting. You've done your homework. Sumilamitra. Sumilamitra. Where is everybody? Jim just resigned in a defensible ending, a pawn down, to go play Bullet. Bring your friends and family. Come on. It's Monday morning. We need some viewers. Yeah, I mean, it's better than I thought. So, I mean, all this does is prove that the Panov is nothing for white, like, theoretically, right? But we knew that already. I mean, the point is to get an open position. If you play the Panov or, like, exchange French with c4 with white, I mean, basically, we're willing to sacrifice our opening advantage to get the kind of position we want. I don't know. I thought my COVID symptoms were gone, but there's still a little bit left. I wish I was sleeping. Bishop f4. The theme of the year is losing a piece, like Ben Feingold would. No, I mean this case is like f6, queen h5, check g6. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. In this case, f6 is really not good. That's a new move. Theoretical novelty. So what about knight e7? It makes sense. Oh. Speaking of Ben Feingold, after all of our Feingold discussions, oh my god. Why do you think I played knight e7? The theme of the day. Maybe this actually works for white. Of course, I saw this. I didn't think he would do that, though. I was actually anticipating... See, this is the problem when you don't stop to think, you just play fast. You don't consider all your options. I kind of expected him to play like bishop g3 here. This is far more complicated than I really realized initially. It was funny, the last time I played Feingold, he played badly and he was like just down a pawn for nothing. And I wasn't having a great tournament, so I mean, honestly, I don't remember. It was okay, I guess. But anyways, I had this chance to hang out with a friend of mine I hadn't seen in a long time, and they were only going to be there for like a day. So when she arrived, I just like offered Feingold a draw, like down, like up a pawn for nothing. And the irony was that like in the database, like later, the game was recorded as like 1-0 in favor, or 2-0-1 in favor of Feingold. When in reality, it was like an agreed draw where I was like a pawn up for nothing. I almost have never done it in my life. Like almost never have I offered a draw in like what is not winning, but you know, clear advantage position. Feingold probably thought like I think he's so great that I routinely would offer him a draw in a pawn up position or something. He looked a little confused, like he must have missed something. Of course, he had no clue why I was offering him a draw, unless he's like psychic. But I just thought it was kind of funny. The game of all things, like recorded as a win for Feingold. They corrected it at like chessgames.com. Someone actually realized and wrote in and fixed it. But it didn't make sense, you know. I wonder what he was thinking. Like he's so great that IMs just offer him a draw from virtually winning positions. But I knew, you know, he's tough, and I knew if I did beat him, it was going to take like 3 hours probably. I was going to have to grind him down, you know, in a very long process, and he's a tough fighter. So it would have been a lot of work to take him down. And it wasn't any guarantee. I had good chances to win, but I was like, I can hang out with my friend or just like offer Ben a draw, you know, like which am I gonna do? I just, you know, it's like why it's a little weird. I mean, why do you go to the trouble of playing in a chess tournament, paying the entry fee, and then like offer draws and virtually winning positions? Yeah. Wait, and the antithesis. Wait, what Wade does in this game is the antithesis to everything I believe in chess. You're just playing bullet chess. You get a chance to play, you know, not to be arrogant, but compared to you, a strong player, and you just play like it's bullet again. I guess he has no other speed, but it's every day. That's all everyone does is like play too fast. The moral of the story is that you shouldn't get a lost position when you have more time, you know, I mean, ever. You should never have a lost position. And you should like never have a lost position um unless it's because of like time pressure or something and you're literally running out of time. Just don't get a lost position. This is weird. I haven't played this player in a long time, but I've had strange games with them a lot. It's like literally the worst move ever. With 92, you could put up some resistance here by putting pressure on my f4 pawn. If you're not going to stop and spend time on the game, why play chess? You know, I just don't understand. Because you can tell, like, White has a lot of talent. It's almost like White is giving me odds, you know? Like, I'm going to give... Basically, what White is doing is playing International Master as a 1400 and giving me, like, 5-2 time odds. I think I'm going to give time odds of 5-2 to someone like 1,000 rating points higher. Like, seriously, how easy is this for me to win after an 82? I figured there's something here, but I wasn't sure. I mean, I can't just drop this pawn on f4. I guess I win a piece with like bishop d3, knight takes d3. Well, I guess it's just winning. Yeah, bishop d3. It doesn't hold. I missed how easily this works. Yeah, that's convenient. So he didn't really have a chance at that point. But he was equalized at one point. This is a very funny opening. Elephant Gambit. d4 takes, and now not a novelty. Bishop f4 is question mark, huh? Gorbatov Skachkov. Skachkov, this guy who plays crazy openings, became a GM. Trying to defeat a strong player is flagging him no matter what. Oh, the worst is like they lose in your time pressure. That's what Ripon does all the time. He just like plays fast in my time pressure. The best thing to do in the opponent's time pressure is to take your time. You know? Put yourself in time pressure too, Why does that help you, you know? How many times have I seen people like destroy themselves in the opponent's time pressure? If you play fast in your opponent's time pressure, you're just like you're you're erasing your time advantage, you know, essentially. You're like, it's like you don't have a time advantage anymore. You're effectively in time pressure yourself. Just got to resist the temptation to do that. Next. Uh-oh. Abject pawn. Oh, no. No. Abject pawn. Aslan Classic and Flare. Flare is a subscriber. Yeah, just beat them with strong moves. But I just want to see if my knight e7 move is good. That's a novelty. Computer gives bishop f4 a question mark. But apparently knight f6 is better. Wow. He just fell for my sneaky trap. Okay. And no one else here is a subscriber other than Flare, right? Abject Pawn, you are. Okay. You're so quiet, I forget you. Wait. Sona Timex, are you Aslan Classic? There's no foaming. There's no challenge. Yeah, but you gotta challenge me. You gotta actually challenge me on Lichess. I can't do it for you. Oh, you think if I refresh, he's there? Nope. No, he doesn't challenge me. Well, sometimes they drop, you know. Sometimes the challenges just drop, depending on your connection. Maybe you were there at some point. Alright, I'm going to take the challenge from Abject Pawn while you guys sort it out. You challenged the... You challenged Sladgie. There's a Sladgie? What? Oh no. Sladgie fan? And now there's a Sladgie. Someone made like tribute accounts. I played Sladgie fan, yeah. Someone made a Sladgie. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I should have copyrighted that. I can't keep playing E45 every game. I'll lose my mind. There's like 4 Sparkle Horses. Sparkle Horsey. The other day someone invited the wrong person to their... One of my students invited the wrong account to their study. They like invited Sparkle Horsey. And it was just some like random person. When we were like doing a lesson, I'm like, why am I not in your study? You know, he's like, you are. I'm like, oh, okay. Nope. Alright, what do we do? Do we play this already? What's my name again? Sparkle Horsey. Yeah, I mean, it's named after the band. But I like to do the brony thing to be funny. That was you. Oh, Asterbate did it. It's a knockoff. Well, I can't copyright a band name, but Sladgie is mine. I should have claimed the Sladgie account, but I don't want to have like 10 Lichess accounts. Copyright. This Bishop E5 check. Oh, you're the one who plays Bishop E5 check. Yeah, somebody did that against me yesterday. In another C3 Sicilian. Oh, Flare. Flare did it. Alright, so where do we go? E4 or E6? E4 check. Bishop E3. I have C2 available there. But I don't want my bishop to end up on like C2. So this is tricky. Queen E6 check. What's the possible advantage in that? No, I think I should go to E4. I guess. Is my queen trapped yet? I have queen D3. This looks dangerous. I guess I should have played more cautiously somehow. Speaking of playing too fast. I mean, the move that looks really scary is knight bd2. But maybe it's not that big a deal. I kind of thought it's pretty annoying. I don't think you spent enough time on that move. Theme of the day. Object pawn. What does Sladgie mean? What is your other count? My other account is I forgot. My Lichess ID is Sparkle Horse. So Sladgie is the X dog. That was what we called my X dog. Former dog. The late dog. Oh no, not the team thing again. Anyone who invites me to their team on the stream is gonna get first timed out and then banned. Yeah, I know, Flair. And I was angry at myself. I got such a lifeless position. I feel like I did something slightly wrong against you. But maybe not. Yeah, that's crazy, man. King D2 is Looney Tunes. Maybe he had to, really? Wow. You seriously have to play King E2? King D2? That's crazy. But very creative. You know, I expected Rook F1. You think I just like, I mean, Rook F1, come on. You have to play Rook F1. I get it though. I mean, your king could be relatively safe on C1. It's bonus points for creative play. Definitely. Gotta give him credit for that. Extremely creative concept. Knight E4 check. King C1, Knight C5. And he's going to dial up the pressure with Queen A4. I mean, this is probably like a winning position for black, objectively. I guess I should castle queenside. You misclicked on D3, wanted to play D4? Say what? Oh, you're talking about your game yesterday. Really? Yeah, I mean, obviously, White is in trouble. Thou shalt never be safe. Thou shalt not kill. Oh my gosh. Almost have one of those like funky Carol Khan style mates here. I need queen c3 check at some point. I just don't see how it's going to happen. We'll never get the mate. It's fancy to sack my queen. He's lost. No, but I mean, I'm concerned that Wade had a very good position here at move whatever it was. I had never faced this move yet. You know, I think the computer recommends knight c6 per black, but it's very sharp. Although it could transpose. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should retreat. I can't retreat, though. I mean, you're threatening d5. There's no choice. I have to check you. And now you have knight d2. And if I play queen c2, bishop c2, knight takes d4, I guess I'm in trouble there. I could play queen g4 maybe. But again, knight takes d4. That's not as bad, though. We'll look at it after the game. Yeah, queen d3 is also possible. But the problem is, like, when he trades queens, he's going to take on d4, and then I'm going to be pinned on c6. And I don't have bishop back to d7 to break the pin. So I'm not sure what's going on there, objectively. This is definitely a really bad Scandinavian for White. I need to start a clan. Rest in peace, dog. Clans. Maybe you want to watch, like, Mate. Man, I can't even remember what I'm thinking anymore. Check. Yes. What is the famous sci-fi movie with the clans? And my brain is like not working. No. You know, with the swords where you like the people won't die. You know that the cult movie from the 90s. What is it? It's on my brain, but I can't spit it out. No. Highlander, of course. 92, thank you. 92. Yeah, White's better after 92. Damn. So queen g4 is best. Yeah, no one has ever played bishop e5 check. And according to the engine, it's like a top move. It's dropping like a rock now. It's in 4th place, and it's off the list. Oof. It oofed right off the list into 5th place or lower. Alright, check. Dubious, even. That's kind of harsh, dude. The dubious is ridiculous. How is that dubious? Wow. So this line is like absolutely critical. Check, bishop e3. I didn't even consider knight to g4. Dude, give up my control of the center? Are you serious? My knight is controlling the center. Moving the knight twice? Wow. So that's actually the best move? It's close now. See, the engine is coming around to my way of thinking. C takes d4. Knight on bd2. You have to play it. And now queen d3 is better for white. So I had to go here. And I can go back. It's an interesting game. Perfect game. No re-challenge. Yeah, wow. No, I mean, it was pretty easy. I mean, he went crazy and basically gave me a piece. But Morales yesterday played 11 center pawn loss, crushing me in my simul with white in a slightly longer game, and I'm awarding Morales like the first ever Ponda master. This is when you go beyond VIP. We gotta find a way to give him like an individual emote or something, a badge. Morales is the only player who's played like 400 games against me. I mean, is it 400? It's a lot. So hopefully that helped. But he really played an incredible game. Who is Aslan Classic? Oh no, foaming. Foaming at the mouth. Foaming? Alright. We'll make an exception because you're a subscriber and you have 71 games. Normally I wouldn't accept that. That's on the borderline. An account banned by Lichess. Violation of terms. Flare. Now I'll play foaming unless Aslan is a subscriber. Yeah, Flare, like you played like a new person yesterday. No playing too fast. Very solid. Everyone plays e4. I thought my COVID symptoms were gone, but now like every little thing I'm like, oh, maybe it's COVID again. I like how I'm quarantined for 10 days, but like Djokovic like was walking around doing press conferences 3 days after he was infected or whatever. Did you guys see that? Now he's allowed into Australia, but it turns out like 3 days after being diagnosed, he was just like giving press conferences with kids and stuff. Love the guy. All right. Man, how about like seriously, those people in Australia in the detention center? How can that like exist? They're 8 years in the Park Hotel or something. Speaking of human rights violations, I mean it's unbelievable. Someone was saying, oh, maybe Djokovic will become an advocate for those people. I wouldn't hold my breath. Don't start with the disinformation. Look, Sona Timex, we don't do the right-wing conspiracy theories here. I respect people's opinions. But obviously people are, on every side of the political aisle are going to exploit situations, however they might be, to their advantage. It's an unfortunate, I just have to be on my guard. I'm not labeling you. I'm just saying, I didn't label you. I'm just saying, like, you could be. If you are, don't do it. But I'm not assuming that. There's just a high likelihood. Um, I have one of my students who's like an anti-masker, and I try to be very tolerant with him. He's an anti-vaxxer, anti-masker. I try to be really tolerant. Um, I didn't stop teaching him because he's an idiot. But I disagree with his opinions. But some people will start, doing their anti-vax spiel on my stream and stuff. I'm not going to sit here giving lectures for hours on my political opinions, though sometimes I get carried away. But I mean, the media controls everything. People are taking advantage of everything they can take advantage of. I mean, that's the truth. They're exploiting COVID. They're exploiting. It's just human nature. I mean, especially for money, people are gonna exploit everything they can. I mean, it's a sad situation, but that's the way it is. If they can exploit COVID to their benefit, they will. That's human nature, sadly. The what? The COVID symptoms in the period that you're infected kind of looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 10, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. What does that mean, Dr. Chip Chance? I think the thing is, like, Djokovic is from Serbia. It's highly Catholic. The Catholic or Orthodox, whatever, I don't know, but they have both, probably more Orthodox. But the Orthodox Church or whatever is like really, really against vaccinations, ultra conservative. And it all just like propagates, because you're anti-vaccinations, then you have to be anti-mask too. Like, God will take care of you no matter what. You don't just have your faith in God and everything will be all right. Okay, then why is my grandpa dead? Well, God wanted him dead, I mean, it's whatever. I'm just ranting, but I'm saying Djokovic comes from Serbia, where the religious right is extremely, extremely powerful. And dominant, It's ironic because in Serbia they had a pretty quick rollout of honestly, the government, which isn't controlled by the church, had a pretty quick rollout of vaccinations in Serbia. I almost went to Serbia to get vaccinated because their vaccination rollout was faster than in Hungary. But, the people that are like against masking, it's like you would be against anything, any kind of common sense. I'm surprised they're not against washing their hands after they use the toilet, I mean, that's the kind of thing that we're talking about here. God will protect you, It's a sin to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. I mean, germs don't exist. Only the devil exists, If your soul is pure, you won't get sick by not washing your hands when you go to the men's room. It's ridiculous. We could just it's happening in America, the religious right. We're just going to become like anti-science. I mean, it can be taken the other way too, you know, where it's like it goes too far and everyone is like a masked Nazi. Of course, it has to be within, you know, kind of like sensible levels. I took my mask off for like 10 minutes to eat a sandwich and drink, you know, some beer, and I got COVID. Masks are obviously useful. It doesn't mean that we have to wear them, you know, constantly every minute in the outside, walk around with gas masks on or something. Right. I mean, whatever. That's my rant for today. But I just thought I'd get in a little Djokovic joke. Get it? A Djokovic? Djokovic joke. But I feel sorry for the people, you know, I mean, it's not right that you're 8 years in detention in Australia. It's ridiculous, man. And Guantanamo Bay is another thing. But at least, like, they're, like, mostly, at least theoretically supposed to be terrorists. These are, like, asylum seekers. So people who seek asylum in Australia are put in some hotel for the rest of their life. Basically like a upscale jail. I mean, can I just take on F3? It's a nice bishop, but I guess I should do it. Yeah, 1984 is the future. Soylent Green is people. Has anybody here watched Soylent Green? I love Charlton Heston. Planet of the Apes. I'm like a kind of newbie sci-fi buff. We'll be eating other people soon. It's just in my mind because Amazon like suggested it. They're controlling my mind. Jeff Bezos is controlling my mind. Along with the 5G that Bill Gates put in my arm. It's hard to tell when people are being sarcastic. Online, you know, obviously. But I don't mind to eat my neighbor as long as they grind him up into like a nice creamy sauce. Eric Rosen is controlling you? Yeah. Poor Eric Rosen. Mad cow disease, they started to re-import beef from the UK to the United States. I guess mad cow disease is not a serious thing anymore. Oh, that hurts. Ouch. Oof. Damn, that's a nice mate. I've been doing my puzzles. There's nothing he can do about it. Yeah, like sheep brains, right? There's some kind of well, Dr. Chipchance would know. I forget now exactly the scientific answer. Foaming. Yeah, we never got an answer. Aslan Classic, I'm not sure who that is. How are we doing on time? I'm normally streaming till 1:15. How are we doing on viewers? Do we have? Hey, who's gonna donate 100 bits? We got 6 viewers. Is that a joke? No, 20 viewers. Why is my Why is my bovine bovine spongiform encephalitis, exactly. They would feed cow remnants back to the cows, creating cannibal cows. That was a big thing back in the 90s, but I kind of forgot the details. But I noticed it in the news recently. They had finally repealed the ban on British beef, which was for a long time in effect in the United States. Although I have no idea why the United States, which is like one of the biggest beef producers in the world, would need to import British beef to the United States. That's like, you gotta be kidding me. Other products, though, are the important thing, like not necessarily like beef itself, but foaming British beef. I feel like I have mad cow disease. That might explain my memory loss. It's not dementia. We're out of book, good. I'm not a big fan of theory. I mean, I like it, but I'm not, I'm not a guy who loves basing my entire game on opening theory. So it's the James West reversed. The Philidor counter gambit with colors reversed. If I play d5, you play e5, I play knight g4, you play h3, d5, e5, knight d7, d4 presumably. That's interesting, but it might be better for white. Is it okay if I'm still here? No. Of course it's okay. Canada is a real place. I've even been there once. Ontario. Alright. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should immigrate to Canada. d5, e5, knight g4. Then what does he do? h3? Is that a good move? I'm going to go for this. I don't know what else to do. I mean, this is a very strange opening. So, foaming, is this your main account? You have another account you played under? Foaming. Speaking of mad cow disease, it kind of reminds me of the Mamajarov attack. Oh, bishop e2. Okay, this is like, missed that. That's annoying. That is definitely not good for black. So this is like his specialty opening. Pretty dangerous. This a specialized system like this. Objectively not that good, but playable. I don't know, I must have done something wrong. I was pretty sure the engine says like white is worse after f4. But maybe I have to be more patient and play like knight c6 or something. I made some slight inaccuracy. Again, I'm not really familiar with this. Winning? Nobody's winning. What? Knight c6 is winning. Winning. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Well, there's a lot of people I don't like from every country, but that doesn't mean I hate the country. You can't judge a country based on like one personality you don't like. What is that guy who's like streaming? What's his name? He streams every day. He's really annoying. From Canada. Who is that chess streamer that's streaming every day? I don't even say his name. What is it? Fong. What's his name? I'm not gonna like hate Canada because he's annoying, you know. LaFong. I'm not gonna hate a whole country because of one annoying guy, you know. I mean, that's not fair. America would have been gone long ago. I never made an Iranian I didn't like. What? The guy who acted in Green Lantern? Your only account? Okay. A lot of people like have multiple accounts, so I think like I know who they are already. They're just not telling me. Deadpool. Damn it. Now I'm trapped in the center. You're threatening G4. Alright, I guess we gotta go proactive here. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to play G4, that's his problem. Go ahead. There was a problem there, though, with the D6 square, if I wasn't careful. It looks like I gotta do this. Weird. Weird game, man. It's just a really weird game. You seem so at home, Sona Timex. I assumed you were like a player who had been playing on another account before. Glad you're comfortable here. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Knight takes? He just goes with the flow. Comfortable going with the flow. I'm out of here, man. I gotta get out of here. The E5, the Morales. Ye old Morales. I might as well just play E4, E5. This was E4, E5. It was D3, but same thing. Look at this area here. It's funny. The front three. Central files, almost every square is occupied. There's only like a few squares that are not occupied on those three lines. It's a pretty unusual position. I guess I could take his bishop at some point. That's always an option. There's also G5. That doesn't look good. No, I mean I don't really think of people in terms of their nationality so much, but on an individual basis. I saw some sort of feminist comment the other day. They were like, men will surely destroy the world. They're definitely going to cause some woman made this comment. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, people are equally dumb. When we destroy the world, it's definitely going to be like combined effort between men and women. Like, all humans are stupid. You know, I mean, it's not a question of what sex you are. You know, human beings are just inherently stupid. Sex doesn't even like remotely come into the discussion. feel like I'm playing Morales again. Knight takes c4. It's so materialistic. Yeah, I'm just asking for trouble with that. You gotta ask yourself, like, how can I lose this position? The argument that, like, men are gonna destroy the earth is, like, moot. Like, all humans are stupid. Not just men. There's no question. Foaming lost the thread. Bad time management. Yeah, just hate everyone equally. Roby 2N. The Fermi paradox doesn't care about sex. Absolutely. We're just like splitting atoms there. No, I don't think it turned out poor. I thought you had the advantage. This is interesting. I feel like... I mean, this is the normal way I would play the gambit with colors reversed, but I'm not sure that... maybe I'm supposed to play knight c6. Knight c6 takes, knight takes d4. That's a problem, though. I mean, isn't that the point? Damn, it is the main move, but white has a good score there. Yeah. Wow, so this is an actual line. Takes, knight takes e5. No, it looks like e takes f4 is correct. Bjorn Tiller. I played him in Oslo in a rapid tournament where I lost to Magnus. He's a creative guy. He plays weird stuff. Norwegian I am. Bishop takes f4. Now I'm supposed to play knight c6. Maybe this is inaccurate. He beat somebody in 2011. So this is my inaccuracy. Knight c6 first. Like Malenyuk. And he lost against Antoniewski in 2003. The Bjorn Tiller attack. Bishop e2. There's this American master from New Jersey who I grew up playing against named James West. He would always play the Philidor counter gambit, and he wrote like 70 articles for the State Chess magazine back in the 80s. And he's like obsessed with playing it for both colors, but he's like, you know, old and weak now. At the time, he was like 2300 when I played him. He wasn't bad. But, you know, he became like obsessed with this opening to the point where it was like exaggerated. This looks like the best chance. Knight c6, bishop e2. And then I can go with d5. Still not so great to play d5. Looks like d5 is wrong. Bishop c5. Interesting. And there's no gains from this, which should be like critical position. No, I think you're better after this, it feels like. This is how this guy lost against Tiller. I'm just not a French player and I don't feel comfortable, and this is definitely a little better for white. Black is cramped here. So you played bishop e2, wow. He played knight f3 and the computer says that d4 is the best move. No, but you're better. This is better for white. I didn't handle this right. Yeah. Man, I missed this move. I mean, I've got queen h4 check. I didn't realize it. I know about queen h4, but I didn't realize you're not threatening to win a piece here. So I could have played c5. If takes, queen g4 check. Another Philidor possibility. So this is unnecessarily passive. Now I have to play that. I have to play that. And now I was afraid of d4, but maybe it wasn't a big deal. I was afraid if you get in d4, I'm in big trouble. Computer doesn't think so. I mean, if my knight gets kicked off of f5 and I can't put it somewhere good, I'm definitely in big trouble. So this was over the top. Alright, interesting game. Let's go on to Yo Man. No, we missed somebody. Somebody left. Harsha's up to 2,400 now. Yeah, I have knight h4. I mean, I know. But I mean, it might not always have knight h4. Or it might not always be good, depending on the situation. You could play like queen e1, or I don't know. I could move my queen away. There might be a situation where knight h4 is not available, in which case I'm in big trouble. Where did you go? GM Sean. Where did you go? Yeah, I'd like to recap the openings a little bit after the games, so we can actually like concretely learn something. Yeah, I don't think that's such a bad system for white. Black, it's really bad. Like the Philidor counter gambit the guy was defending in those articles, it just like almost loses by force. But I suppose the Philidor counter gambit with the white pieces becomes like, you know, equal, whereas with black it like loses. There's just a lot of long variations that are kind of interesting, but objectively get out your opening book, kids. Trying to think, is it worth it to play like queen a4? That would just transpose to a different variation. If I play knight c3, bishop a6, e5. If I play, yeah, this is okay. Black could theoretically play d takes and try to grovel for a draw in this ending. You know, can and maybe should go for that ending. But I do have this option to play queen a4. I wonder, because what's black's move there? Do you sack a pawn with like d6? No, then I play e5. Like, what do you do after queen a4? Wait, Spidler played queen takes d4 against me, and I played some theory, and he said this is disgusting to look at. Well, what was the result of the opening? I think it's very complex, and the jury's still out on it. There's no like Grandmaster refutation of the hyper accelerated Sicilian with queen takes d4 or something. Wow. You just have d5. Double exclamation. Or not. Unclear. It hadn't occurred to me that black could play d5. I don't think I've ever played this position. I've never really played this line with white, only with black. Yo man chess. What's up? King e8. I thought he would play king g8 for sure. Why does that seem better for black? Somehow the king is safer over there. I guess I take the pawn. I'm not a big fan of being materialistic. Welcome to the stream. Yo, man. Just wanting to play with you. Okay. Yeah, welcoming challenges from new players. I do play the subscribers first. We got through those. So you are welcome to challenge. I've got a little bit of time left for a couple of games. You're right at the perfect time. Bishop f4 is the theme of the day today, right? We do have a check. It's a huge check on a4. But he did not play this normally. So theoretically, the move is a6, first of all. This is the older move, knight c6. a6 is the best move, and it leads to complex positions where black is probably fine. Knight c6 theoretically is supposed to be better for white, but I've never actually played this position for either side. And I'm not 100% sure bishop takes c6 is necessarily best. Queen a4 deserves a serious look. Yeah, he dropped a piece, actually. No, he didn't. Did he? Damn, maybe he did. He didn't drop a piece, but he did. Weird. Yeah, I think it's a huge blunder to play king back to e8. He should have gone in the corner where he's safe. Yeah, he lost his queen here. So, quick review. Bishop e5, well, dubious if you say so. It's playable. I think a6 is black's best. Yeah, I mean, it is black's best. Anyways, knight c6. Yeah, queen a4 exists. But this is more forcing. Looks like d take's gone for the ending. Yeah, this is holdable for black. Really, it doesn't look very good for white. I mean, we don't have much here. You know, this is sort of disturbing. Maybe objectively I should play. There's even a Larson game. Maybe objectively I really should play queen a4 here. Then bishop g7. Knight c3. Computer says queen c7. Very little theory on this. Okay, I'm going to take the challenge from Yo Man. Yeah, I mean, bishop e5 was one of the three major branches there. It's just not... It's probably objectively not as good as the other two. But it's equally complex. I had some insane games in that variation where I lost with black. This one game with Todorov. Another game, the couple games where my opponent's king was like in the center of the board. It just leads to crazy complications. I lost these heartbreaking games with black. I had another game with Ganguly when he was young where I almost lost out on an I am Norm because I couldn't beat him from this like winning position. Really epic game against him. He like Houdini'd me and survived. Almost costing me my final I am Norm. That was in like 1998. He's a good guy, though. He was pretty hot after the game. I was pissed I didn't win. I remember there was some tension. But we saw each other back in 2006 when Ganguly played in the World Open. He was nice. We played a couple times here. SS Ganguly. So yeah, it's interesting. You're playing a nice. Did I ever fight an opponent? Like, no, but I mean, I came close a couple times. Unfortunately, most of the opponents I almost got into a fight with were like underage. I was joking about this yesterday. Like, in some countries, maybe it's not against the law to like beat up a 12-year-old. My opponents who were the worst behaved were always like 15-year-old kids. Like, say I was like 20 and my opponent was 15 or something like that. Or like I was 30 and my opponent was like 15. Although I had this almost fight with Boris Privman at a Blitz tournament in the... Of course I would have like killed him. Privman was this like crusty FIDE master from the Marshall Chess Club. But I played him in Philly at this Blitz tournament and he kept like hammering the clock back. Because he claimed I moved with two hands when I castled or something, or I captured something. I was losing my mind. He kept like hitting the clock back. I was like, what are you doing? We started getting to like a shouting match during the game. That's the closest I ever came to like punching somebody. No, the kids, what they did was they kicked my feet under the table. Not just kicking. I mean, I'm talking about like extending your feet all the way under my chair across the table and then like not taking them away, you know. Volokhin did it against me and Boris Kryman did it. And another guy did it in the last round money game, an adult. You know, so I probably had like 4 situations where I almost got into a fight during games. But it was always some kind of gamesmanship issue. Well, that's what one guy claimed. I kicked him. Yeah, I guess I'm kicking him. If his feet are under my chair, I think I have a right to kick somebody. I mean, it's ridiculous. What are your Doc Martens doing under my chair, you know? Clear on the other side of the table. But this was an adult. He claimed I kicked him. Well, it's not kicking you if your feet are like a foot under my chair on my side of the table. I'm just like moving my feet around in my zone, you know. Why are your feet there? But I don't think I really kicked him like hard. No, against Volokhin, I actually had to call the arbiter to have him remove his feet from under my table. Like, dirty looks weren't enough. He was purposely trying to upset me. And he was, you know, one of the 16-year-olds, so he knows, you know, that I can't like start fighting with a little kid, so he's using it to his advantage. I had to literally, it's embarrassing, I had to literally call an international arbiter to the board to look under the table and tell him like his feet can't be under my chair, you know. And he's only like 4 feet tall. It was like ridiculous. He had to lay down in his chair practically to extend his feet all the way under my chair to distract me while I'm trying to concentrate. It's funny, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I saw him at the Hungarian Team Championship. I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, because he's like 10 years older, I was like, man, that guy, who is that guy? He looks familiar, you know. I was thinking, Yeoman chess has very Nimzovician style, but he gave me too much center here. I love ranting about the old stories. One time you played with an old guy named Tracy. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, Tracy could be one of those sort of names that can be a man or a woman's name, but 90% of the time it's a woman's name. But I think I've heard of Tracy as a man's name. It could also be like a nickname. Well, it's not like the kids are that aggressive. They're trying to be passive aggressive. They're probably taught by their dirty coaches to do that on purpose. Kryman was really slimy. He was like one of the slimiest players. He gave up chess eventually. I don't know what he does. I never liked him. Of course, I got off to a bad impression, but later he seemed a little bit better. But I have a suspicion that it's their coaches that like actually literally train them to do this stuff. Dirty coaches. If you don't think you have enough advantage, start like, pushing your feet under the table and stuff. Parents too. Chess parents, I hate chess parents. That's why I prefer not to teach kids. I joke about this, but it's serious. Like, I don't like teaching kids because of their parents. In all honesty, it sounds like a meme, but it's literally true. You could phrase it like a different way. Like, I would teach kids if it wasn't for their parents. Man, I had some awful opponents' parents. I'm not going to name names, but monsters. Staring me down during the game while I'm playing their child. Like chess dads who did that. There was one Hungarian who's now a grandmaster. His dad was particularly aggressive. I was like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. He was like literally purposely like trying to like give me the evil eye during the game, like. And the funny thing is that the kid is actually a really nice guy. It's ironic, I guess his mom must be pretty nice, but the dad was a monster. It's kind of like Kamsky's dad. Gata turned out to be pretty mild-mannered in a way, but his dad he probably like killed people. I mean, is he even still alive? I assume he's still alive. Rustam was like the quintessential nightmare chess parent. Like Roman and Shabalov like just quit their team when they were in the candidates. He punched Shabalov, and Roman was just really fed up with him. It's not hate. You misunderstand me. I mean, hate is kind of a strong word. Saber's apparition, but I think hate is thrive on hate. Some players thrive on hate. Yeah, I have had issues a little bit. But some people, are kind of negative energy. They thrive off the negative energy, and negative energy based. Do not hold judgment. Well, that's easier said than done. Kind of Buddhist attitude. Yeah. We all have our demons. I would do better to not be angry. But sometimes, you know, hate motivates. Not that that's a good thing necessarily. I think for Kasparov, it was a major factor. Damn, is he defending this? Oh my god. Dude, do you have knight takes e3 here? You can't possibly be defending this. Because your bishop comes back to life magically by bishop takes e3. He will be down a piece though, right? Like best case scenario, white loses a piece. Knight takes e3, only move. You got to at least play one more move before you resign there. But it is winning for black, apparently. Guys, I probably have to go after like one more game. Maximum 2. Can you give some tips to improve in chess? Well, that's a very general request, and I try to do so. If you watch my streams, I try to do so in general. But yo man, you know, strategically you played well, I think, in general. You obviously have a very positional based style. But I think the problem was it was a little too much space that you ceded in the center. But the strategic side of your game seemed decent there. This is an unusual line, I guess, bishop b7. I had a game with black last week in a similar position where I found it very difficult to do anything. My opponent played like a4, a5, just puts the bishop on c4 to kind of take away this counterplay. It's hard for him to generate any counterplay. Dr. Chance. What? Certainly. So I was trying to play the Benko a little bit with black, although I don't know a lot of theory. And like as I said 2 weeks ago, I had this line where I ended up in a similar position, completely denuded of counterplay. I don't know if I should go back to h2 there. It looks like h4 is quite dangerous at some point. What are my other options? Maybe I really should have put my bishop on h2. $22,000 games. Blitz Pro. Dr. Tripchance, I mean, of course, like, those are major variations. I mean, b5, f3 right away is unusual. It's funny that you mentioned that. I tried that, I think, by accident, but the really common line is c takes b, then f3. Yeah, I mean, that's a major line, of course. Very positional line. Whoa, he's gonna play what now? Knight g4? Wow. Incredible. It's incredible that, like, white has nothing. I can do nothing here. I guess knight f5. Knight f5 has to be my try. I have time for maximum one more game after this. There's a player here, Ani Ruth, challenging me. Thanks everyone for watching. We're going to be back. I have to remember to organize a Blitz tournament for tomorrow night. Ponda Blitz, Tuesday night. I host for my team here, the Ponda and Horses Club. Every Tuesday night at 6:45 p.m. Central European time. You see, but Ripun, the problem is, first of all, he's rich, and secondly, you know, in the old days, it was a lot harder to get norms. You know, now it's like they're just cranking them out. There's a lot more access. It's not fair to compare it to like past times. I think the process of getting the title is much easier than it used to be. I mean, the guy is like literally 2401 rating max or something, and he only got the title so he could be a chess streamer. Not really like for the love of chess, I think. It's a strange world we live in. Oh man, he's gonna defend this? You're gonna defend this? Well, FIDE has cheapened all the titles to some degree. I mean, I had to go to like Australia to make my first I Am Norm. I mean, it's just not that easy. I'm so bored with that discussion, dude. Please don't bring that guy up. He wouldn't even be a discussion point if it wasn't for Hikaru and his like completely sponged off of Hikaru's fame or whatever. I don't know why Hikaru likes that guy. I mean, it's just so strange. Yeah, why? I guess just no one else was obnoxious enough to sort of like dare to this guy is ridiculously good. It's like impossible to beat him. It's impossible to beat this guy. Seriously, even from a totally lost position, he defends like a genius. How could he be 2175 and rapid? There's like no way. Yeah, but he's 2401 in Blitz. A lot of 1300s are 2401 on Blitz. Like, you're almost 2401. I'm going to lose now? I don't know, man. This is just really... a bit much. He never makes mistakes. I lost the last 3 games. Damn. I can't find a way to beat him. What? Rook h4. It's really exaggerated. He finally made a blunder, my god. And he was like trying to win a drawn position. Yeah. He was like, I would have agreed to a draw at that point, but he actually blundered. He's trying to beat me from an equal position. He was like worse the whole game, and then like won't agree to a draw or repetition. Okay, here he's not worse, amazingly. This was a final blunder. I missed winning a queen. Yeah. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I almost lost because I didn't even consider the fact that I could take his queen. Yeah, it's horrible. Or just rook takes g6 check. I mean, I'm tired. I normally would finish by now. Yeah, we had 80 CPL. 80 CPL, and my opponent 108. It was a horrible game. Opening was good. This is not even a variation. But then he started defending really well. Here's a Petrick game. Yeah, I mean, like, take this guy and compare him to, like, whatever his name is, you know? Your hero from Gotham Chess. Gotham Chess and Petrick are the same title, but Petrick is basically like Grandmaster strength. You know, I mean, Petrick's been trying to become a Grandmaster for like 10 years. Maybe longer. I mean, the guy's been like 20 for 80 for the last 15 years. It's brutal. There's so many people weaker than this guy who are GMs, it's just ridiculous. We get a huge advantage here. I missed a win. Rook e3, that's hard to find. Here. How did I not, you know, win this more cleanly? There's no way to checkmate him here. This is really, really touch and go. I mean, you're up 3, but where's the mate? You know, there is no mate. I played fine. Even rook f4 was best. This is a mistake, bringing his king up. And I started to have problems with the H file. Yeah, it's funny that I didn't see his queen is just hanging, but I started to panic. It's funny. I almost lost the game after like not winning a queen. We had one more challenge. Where did it go? People accuse me of being a communist too. I'm not a communist. I mean, that's one of the biggest problems, is that you have to be put in a category. That's why I resented that you said that. I didn't try to put you in a category. I do it as much as anybody else. We've got to stop putting people in categories. Yo Man Chess has challenged me again. Wasn't there someone else? I like to get the people that haven't had a chance to play. Yeah, the previous chat, I remember we talked about that. Yeah. Alright, let's do it. Let's give him one last game. I gotta go, but Repun's gonna be angry now. No, but it's true. Like, everyone is polarized. It's way too much polarization. The United States government can't function. People think they like... They're well, not just the United States. I mean, a lot of governments, but they forget like they're on the same side, you know? I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, it's too complicated to discuss on a chess stream, but... Oh, man. That's not good. I had a game the other day with, like, Queen F6, Bishop H6 theme, see? This was... it just wins. Unless he can play... Yeah. This just wins. There's no defense. It's a trap. It's a trap for me. Alright guys, I gotta go. Thanks everyone for watching. I will be back with the Blitz tournament tomorrow night at me and my COVID will be back tomorrow night. 6:45, stream starting at 6:30 CET. Blitz tournament, join our team, Pawn and Horses Club. If you are watching, I should really drop that link in there. If you join our team, we'll give you a cookie. Thanks everybody. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Stay tuned if we're gonna try to raid Tranquilizer. Do not leave. Do not leave. Do you understand me? Because this guy is not a bad dude. This Tranquilizer character. Who is this Tranquilizer? Dr. Tranquilizer. He's tranquil. So tranquil in here. Tranquil.